All right, your girl is back with another petty pop up, real heavy on the petty. I'm just here to state my petty opinion. Everything said in this video is alleged and, in my opinion, and used for education and entertainment purposes. All right, y'all, where my petty betties at? Come on in here. Let's get this dope. Melody Cherie set YouTube on fire. Is going down. Okay. So, season 6, episode 27, Peace Before the Storm. All right. So, the opening scene is Kimmy and Maurice and this old ugly gargoyle named Micah. Put his picture up there with his ugly self. Well, you know what he looked like? Y'all ever seen Lord of the Rings? He looked like one of them big ugly orcs that was in Lord of the Rings. That's what he looked like to me. So anyway, Kimmy and Maurice are talking about some new office building they supposedly renovating. They're going back and forth, and Kimmy is saying that she thought she was gonna have a handyman for her husband, and she wouldn't have nothing broken in her house. And Maurice sits there and listens, and he let his brother wiggle out of finishing, I guess, tying up some of the loose ends in the office or whatever he's supposed to be working on. Y'all noticed that they had him working for Scope and they had him as the project manager for something. Then I seen him when LeBaric and Destiny sold the house. Like, how he working all these jobs if he ain't completing nothing? Why y'all keep hiring him to do work if he not doing the work properly? I don't know, just a sidebar. But anyway, so Maurice gets to talking and he gets to throw in there. Well, yeah, and I'm a lawyer as well, and do you know how much work goes into one lawsuit? We got a whole bunch of lawsuits going on right now. Yeah, right. Show me one. The only lawsuit anybody ever been able to pull up, Kimmy was the client. Boy, sit down. Kimmy was telling him is what you elected to do. Okay, y'all. So listen, I'm not gonna go all through this scene because they could have left this out. I don't really care to see these people, and I just don't believe nothing that they say. A more viable storyline would have been them actually showing us them renovating the office, why they renovating the office, what kind of business they're doing in the office, because these are things that we don't know and haven't heard. When they went over the whole thing about um oh, I did a vaginal steam with Tisha, and she thought she was pregnant, and he goes back and forth like he in shock, and he talking about when they had the vasectomies 4 years ago, and she needs to go to Africa alone, and she needs to come back refreshed and not pregnant, and okay, ever since that little goofy video. Y'all remember that video that came out when all of them was on that Stormy and her husband, Tisha and Maurice, Tisha and Marceau, Kimmy and Maurice and Destiny when they was all dancing and stuff? Ever since I saw that video, I knew that they had got together and decided that they was gonna promote whatever narrative they wanted to promote and not what the show wants to promote. I feel like they have all been in cahoots from the beginning, but the players kind of change depending on who's actually on the cast. And I feel like that was one of they little meetups where they sit down and talk about what kind of scenes and what kind of drama they was gonna, film, So it's like they producing their own little show because I really don't believe none of this going back and forth between Maurice and Kimmy. It seems just really forced. It seems like it's fake. It seems like some of it's been rehearsed. Like they know with us jump in and say they little line or whatever. I just don't believe it. I don't believe most 99% of these people on the show. The only one I believe is Melody, and that's because I believe she is the only one of these people who has any integrity. I believe that what she shows us is what's really going on in her life, is her real reality. These people are producing their own show. It's not believable. They're not likable. Every scene Kimmy gets in, you got to hear about that sandbox she got. I just can do without hearing it for once. These people can just get off my screen. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm not with it, okay? So the next scene is Tisha and Stormy. They meet up, supposed to be something Tisha's working on. Because she a businesswoman. That's what they keep telling us, okay? And in the confessional, Stormy says, after the successful attempt of bringing Kiki and Tiffany together. Say, what successful attempt of bringing Kiki and Tiffany together? Didn't Tiffany quit the show? And the last thing she had with Kiki, she just was there. She hadn't already checked out. She was just in there in the scene to get paid. She clearly didn't really care about what Kiki was saying. Talking about the successful attempt. Girl, you need to put that little peacemaker role you playing away, because I don't know who this girl is. You don't know who she gonna be from one scene to the next. She changed like the wind. I really think she trying to figure out which character y'all like the best, because she wants to be the fan favorite. She wants to lead. She wants to be in the front. Clearly, she's trying to figure out how can she get there. What villain do she have to be, the villain, or do she have to be the peacemaker, or do she have to be the hood rat? Whatever it is y'all want, she trying to be it, okay? So anyway, they get to talking, and Tisha says she's trying to be productive because she don't feel like she's productive at home. In the last episode, didn't she say she wanted to go back to being a stay-at-home wife? Yeah, I thought that's what she said. See what I'm saying? You can't believe nothing these people say because they don't do nothing but lie. Okay? Then she said, well, actually, I've been doing good. I just came from vacation. And Stormy asked her, have you talked to... she said, have y'all talked? Teacher said, who? Kiki? She was like, girl, the barbecue was the nail in the coffin for me. And so they get back to talking about her little vacation. She said it was good. She gained weight and everything from eating good food, but all that ridiculous laughing she was doing. And she asked Tisha, did Marceau go with her? And she said, no, he went on a bachelor trip to Colombia. I guess she said his business partner or his friends getting married on their anniversary weekend. Okay, you mean to tell me your loving husband took your anniversary weekend to go on a bachelor trip with a group of guys? But you always bragging on your 16, 17-year marriage. Okay. Yeah, you delusional. You live in a fantasy world. Stormy was saying, where did they go? And she said, Colombia. And Stormy said, Colombia? That's like a brothel place. He should say, is it? A dumbass. Stormy say, he should say, well, they say they had a good time. Stormy say, I bet they did. I bet they did at the brothel, huh? See, when you're an orc or a gargoyle, you have to go to the brothel because ain't a regular woman gonna deal with you. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the strip club, like the men you see in the strip club, they gotta go to the strip club. Cause like men are some men just perverts anyway. But when you look like a gargoyle, you actually look like an orc, you have to go to a brothel. Maybe people don't know that. Maybe Tisha don't know that. But anyway, so they get off of talking about the little vacation and her and Marceau and all of that. And Stormy started telling her that, you know, the stuff came back about the website. And she was telling her, it was a bad look. It was a bad look for you. It was a bad look for me. You know, the ramifications that you was getting, I was getting, and I didn't have nothing to do with it. And teacher say it wasn't a bad look for me. Said it wasn't a bad look for you. She was like, well, you know, Stormy was saying, well, yeah, it put a damper on your girl's opening, your grand opening. And she's like, well, we got a lot of sales off it, so it wasn't, a lot of, you got a lot of sales off it though. So that was good for you? Okay, so this woman wants us to believe that she is a businesswoman and that she is in the habit of doing business. What kind of business she doing where she thinks that the bombshell of you not even knowing how to proofread your own information and putting somebody else's address and somebody else's shipping information in your website is somebody else's responsibility. She kept trying to put it off on the web designer. She was saying, I somebody said, well, you didn't call me, or she said, Stormy said I did call you. And she was like, when? What you said? Child, listen. This woman is exactly what Marceau said. He should know he been married to her. She do not take accountability for nothing. She couldn't even apologize to the woman and say, well, yeah, I messed up and I didn't proofread. She would never admit that she is the one who didn't proofread that information. She thinks by saying somebody else did it, like nobody else in the world ever started a website, or nobody else in the world ever started a business and don't know how. She thinks she the only one that know how it go. Girl, please. You submitted the information to him. So you didn't proofread it. But she'll never admit that. She keep going all the way around the world instead of just admitting that she messed up. And I don't believe this going back and forth between her and Stormy either, because of that little goofy video they made when they was all, because none of them dance, not a one of them. They all looked stupid, and I just felt like that's when they was trying to drum up their little ideas about what kind of drama they could promote or what kind of scenes that they could actually film together. They was showing their alliance and what they're trying to do, and that's why, however palpable this little drama between Stormy and Tisha may be, I don't believe it for a second. I don't believe it for a second. This is something that they all set and worked on. So I don't believe it. They can try to sell it to somebody else, honey, because I ain't buying it. All right. Okay. So the next scene we have Mr. Chris and Nell Fletcher. Looks like Chris was bringing Nell some lunch to work, and he was telling her that he had talked to Chris, that he had come by the office, and the things that he was saying, that he was thinking that he was depressed, and Nell was interjecting and, saying stuff that moms say. I be trying to give grace, but come on, Nell. Now, would y'all want Nell to be your counselor? I done worked in the mental health field for years. And what I know as a counselor, they teach you to get your skills together and put them in your little bag, right? And so every situation may require a different tool, a different skill. And you just pull them out your little bag of tricks, and you're going to use whatever skill it takes for that particular situation. It's not a one size fits all thing. And you can't just beat somebody. I mean, you have to realize that, okay, so maybe this tool is not working. Let me get another one out of my bag. You can't just force it, and you have to teach people how to get their own bag of tools. You have to teach them how to, learn how to put something. If this is not working, then it's time to do something else. But eventually she relented, and she finally got what Chris was trying to say, and then she started being supportive and telling him that she would support him in whatever he needed, and that she wouldn't mention the money or whatever no more. She said she was trying to make him accountable. Listen, I understand that, especially as a parent, when it comes to lending money to your children. You can't just handicap them for the rest of their life. They got to grow up one day. I do understand that, but you do have to kind of um take that with just a little grain of salt. I mean, they are your kids. You do want them to be responsible adults, but you also have to be realistic. I mean, I don't know many kids that got $10,000 laying around. I don't know if he got it like that. I mean, so I don't really know if the expectations are realistic, because I don't know them. They know their kids. I don't know him. I don't know what he does for a living. I don't know if he's even capable of making that kind of money, in a reasonable span of time. So I don't know if it was reasonable for her to request the money, right back, in that quick of a succession. But, I don't know if I just don't. I don't know. I like the Fletchers. I like seeing like the real dynamics of the family and stuff, but I don't know how realistic that was. So I don't feel like they putting on. I don't feel like they making up nothing. I see clearly that Chris is the more level-headed one, and Neil is the hot-headed one. I'm the hot-headed one in my family. So I mean, not without reason, though. But anyway, um, well, it was good to see her finally relent and lend her support, to her husband and her son. And we'll see. I would like to see how this one play out a little bit, because mental health issues are major nowadays. Everybody got a little crazy going on. So that's all I got from that one. We'll see how that one progresses. So the next scene is Tisha and Kimmy, Melody, Cherie meet up at the nail shop, and Tisha says that she asked Kimmy, did the herb? She said, "Well, I don't know." Kimmy asked her, did she use the oil and stuff that they got from the shop when they went to get their vaginal steam? And Tisha says, "Well, I didn't use the oil. I don't even know where it is. I guess in that rat trap you stay in, you couldn't find anything." But she claims that her and Marceau been getting it on, so it's been working good for her. She wants to let the audience know that her and Marceau not having no problems in that area, even though these rumors been going around here with him having this threesome with this supposed to be makeup artist and whatever. I think that was all made up for a storyline. Just like I said, back to the little goofy picture when they was dancing. I think this is some of the stuff that they call they self-producing their own show. So if you notice, you can't believe nothing these people say. One minute they say one thing, the next minute they talking another way. So anyway, Tisha asks Kimmy, did it work for her? Kimmy shakes her head, no. Kimmy, nobody wants to hear about that sandbox, okay? If you was a decent nurse, all it takes is a quick little Google search. You know what? You know the reason why your box is dry? Because you don't want Maurice. Honey, in concert with love, there has to be desire. Because you can love somebody and really not like them. But if you desire somebody, whether you like them or not, 9 out of 10, some fireworks gonna go off, right? You don't desire him because he ain't nothing but a big fat slug, gargoyle / orc. Who wants that? You got to beg him to help you around the house. You got to beg him to do, what he should be helping you do, seeing as how he ain't going to nobody's job on a regular basis. Seeing as how you was struggling with whatever health issues you was struggling with, and you still got to cook and clean and be the hoe. So I can understand why you don't desire Maurice. He should understand why you don't desire him. But he doesn't obviously he lacks understanding. And you obviously was a pretty shitty nurse if you don't know how to do a Google search and find what supplements or what can help you in whatever area you're searching for. Because it's really, really, really easy. But anyway, our good sis Mel enters the scene and she sits down, she hugs everybody, and it was pretty fake to me. They clearly did not want to hug each other. Mel sits down, and then Kimmy starts in with her spiel, right? She asks Mel about the name changing ceremony, and she made several snide comments about she saw the invitation posted on social media, and she said she thought her phone would click. Your phone would click. Girl, this ain't the 80s, baby. Phones don't click, okay? What are you talking about? Mel said that she didn't want it to be a thing. So Kimmy says, but you put it on the internet. Well, guess what, Kimmy? It was her event. She paid for it. She could have put it wherever she wanted to put it at. I mean, Mel was explaining what she didn't have to explain, that she does share a lot of her reality with her followers, which, she don't owe Kimmy no explanation for nothing. But anyway, um, Kimmy goes into this whole spiel about, I really think the only reason why Kimmy wanted to be there is so she can go back and snitch to Martell what was going on, what she saw, who was there. Because I really think Kimmy desires Martell. She desires Martell a whole lot more than she do Maurice. But anyway, Kimmy comes with her spiel about, the name change ceremony, and when she got married, she moved her last name to a middle name, and Mel said, okay, so what? Nobody cares what you did when you got married. That's your business. That's your right. That's your prerogative, right? Same thing with this woman. It's her prerogative to do what she feels is right for her. Okay? Um, as a decent, self-respecting person, you should understand that. I really feel like all this respect people gave this girl she is really showing herself to be a Scot. So congratulations, Kimmy. If that's what if you was trying to prove that you a Scot to the end, you have proved your loyalty lies with the Scots, okay? So all this tomfoolery, talking about you thought your phone was on click and you thought y'all all would have been invited to Mel's event. Why would she invite y'all to her event and y'all don't even like her? Y'all all salty. I think that all this whole cast is salty. They salty with Mel because of that 47 acres deal did not go through. That 47 acres deal would have made all of them wealthy. They probably wouldn't even have to work now. That's why they're mad, because they screwed it up and Mel would not go through with it. And they lost the deal, right? So now everybody's scrambling, trying to figure out what they're going to do. And Mel is soaring. She is soaring above the rest of them like an eagle, and the rest of them are still scrambling, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Now, people say that Mel didn't make them. People say, these people were successful people when they got together. I say that's a lie. I say they just happen to be friends or associates of Martell Holt. Because Had it not been for Melody Hope, none of them would be here. We wouldn't know who they were, right? And I really think that the reason why they probably, I think, what season was it? Where I think they had kept going back and forth and getting into it, and nobody wasn't getting along. And I think they had like a meeting, like Carlos King had a meeting with everybody. They sat them down and talked to everybody. As Kimmy said in this scene, that they made a promise to each other that they was going to try to keep everything on track. They was going to squash all the beef and they was going to keep everything on track. Well, yeah, you got to keep it on track because they want to keep them checks coming. Were it not for Melody Cherie, nobody would be getting these checks. So let's remember that. But anyway, Kimmy says that as an African American, we're thrown into this stereotype that girl, you sound like a complete idiot. Cause she got the stereotype backwards. So this baby mama, side chick or whatever she was when she had her child, whenever she got pregnant, talking to a woman who was married, who had 4 kids with her husband. You sound like a complete idiot because the assumption is that most black kids do have their mother's name, hun. The reason why they don't have their father's name is because most of them don't stay around. Most of them don't sign a birth certificate. And most of them don't participate in their children's lives. Now, that ain't nothing but the truth. But the stereotype is that the children don't have their father's name because they don't know their fathers or they didn't hang around. Not that they didn't have their mother's name, because most kids do have their mother's name, love. So you got it kind of backwards. You're looking kind of dumb. If you think it's tragic, what's tragic is that at your big age, you don't know how to mind your business. Because regardless of if you moved your last name to your middle name when you got married or whatever you did, who you think you are? You think you the standard that everybody should strive to live by? Don't nobody give a damn what you did when you got married. That's your business. Just like Mel said, okay, good for you. In other words, you don't have the right to tell nobody what they should do and not do when they get married. You over here trying to cape for Martell because you want to say, I'm surprised she didn't say it because Martell is a good guy. You really should keep his name. That's what I felt like she wanted to say. Tisha in the background just smirking because she know that they are all in cahoots. She knows that they are not really friends. And she, in so many words, said that when she said, well, Mel threw Kimmy a party. Usually when you throw somebody a party, they're really close. But that's why I didn't expect the invite, but Kimmy, she thought she was gonna be on that list. Yeah. She low key trying to high cap. That's what she trying to do. She trying to say, well, if they was tight, like that, she threw her a party. Well, why she wouldn't invite her to her name change? Girl, Mel done seen through all of y'all. She know what it is. She just too classy to tell y'all. She a lot more classy than me because I wouldn't even film with y'all ass. Y'all wouldn't be getting no money. Y'all, look, the only scenes y'all get will be with each other. But anyway, Kimmy talking about that's tragic. No, what's tragic is that you can't mind your own business. Talking about that mattered. If it mattered, honey, we could see it in your life. See, Mel did it so say the right way. I mean, everybody different. Different things happen in people's lives. I don't really feel like it's a right and a wrong way. I feel like everybody's life takes the course it's supposed to take. And I wouldn't judge anyone, for their story and thinking that my story is better than theirs. There's no such thing as your story is better than your story is your story and her story is hers. So, if it matters so much, then you should have made it work in your life, not try to tell somebody what they should be doing with theirs when you was the side chick. You was the baby mama or whatever it was. You wasn't married when you had your child. She was. So anyway, you're not in no position to give this woman advice that she didn't ask for. So anyway, y'all. Next thing, um, next thing is Stormy Tisha, and they double date with their husbands. Y'all, they say Marceau and Tisha was an hour and a half late to the meetup. Stormy is filling Courtney in on what and Tisha talked about earlier, how she wouldn't apologize. Y'all, do y'all know people who can't humble themselves and apologize when they're wrong, even if they're not wrong, even if it's just to make the other person feel comfortable? Couldn't you just say, okay, well, I'm sorry if you feel like that. I ain't mean to make you feel like that. Couldn't Is that hard to do? For some people, obviously, it's really, 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 really hard to do. Um, and then Stormy reveals her hand in this scene where I told y'all she wasn't no peacemaker. She don't know who she is. She trying to figure out how she can be the fan favorite. So now she goes from the peacemaker to the shit starter, to the ghetto, hood rat. So they get to the bantering back and forth, and Marceau tells Courtney, well, you have a problem with me calling you Mr. Steele, but you didn't have a problem with your wife calling me a bitch about 10 times. The thing is, though, Marceau, you said, well, yeah, I'm the best, I'm the best bitch. That's what you said. If you didn't like what she said, then you should have let her know that you didn't like what she said. But you want the husband to, well, I don't know. Let me stay out of there, because most women wouldn't go out and try to put their husbands in a fight with somebody. It's just certain things you don't do. I wouldn't have never did that. I probably would have said it a whole lot, speaking to my husband or to my friends, but I wouldn't have called him that to her face, because that's them fighting words. And if you ain't ready to fight, then you might not want to say those things. I think I'm losing my voice, y'all. So anyway, they show Stormy in her confessional saying, so y'all think y'all somebody, but bitch, you ain't. So I guess our perception is supposed to be that um they supposed to have some beef now. Stormy and Tisha supposed to have some beef, because Tisha got in her confessional and said that her and Marceau are adults and they know how to have fun, and that Stormy need to get out the warehouse and have some fun. Here she go caping for Marceau. So like, you actually caping for this man because he left you on y'all anniversary weekend to go to a brothel in Colombia with his friends. Not my husband. Ain't no way. Couldn't be my husband. Ain't no way. No ma'am. But she was also trying to insinuate that they are having a healthy sex life, because like I said, they had these rumors going around about the makeup artist and this. I think all of that was orchestrated. Somebody behind the scenes being plenty, plenty, plenty messy. I don't know who it is, but I got my suspicions. I think it's just mess. It's just stuff that they stirred up for a storyline, and I don't think that is going to fly. So anyway, trying to make us think not Stormy and Tisha going to have beef. Okay, whatever. So they show like a preview of the next episode, where Kimmy talking about that old sandbox again. Don't nobody want to hear about that. She tells Maurice that she invited a sex therapist over. Then they show where Nell announces that they're going to Houston. And then they have Tisha talking to Marceau. And she finally tells him that she took a pregnancy test. And I just want to say about that, about him having that vasectomy. Realistically, even though he's had a vasectomy, nothing is 100%. And it is very common for a wife to suspect herself to be pregnant by her husband vasectomy or not, sometimes, you know, they're reversible. They're not permanent, you know. So it's possible for her to get pregnant again by her husband. But for them to insinuate that it's completely insane for her to think she's pregnant because he had a vasectomy, you have to allow for that little bit of chance that, it's a possibility it could happen. I ain't saying it did. I think it's bull crap. I think it's some shit that teacher made up to try to stay relevant and have a storyline. I don't believe for a second that she thinks she's pregnant, but I'm just saying that there is that possibility out there. It's not 100% foolproof, especially when you got two fools dealing with each other. Okay. So anyway, I don't know. What do y'all rate this episode? I'm gonna give it about a 6. Because it was real heavy on a lot of BS. It was just, I felt like it was a lot of forced. It was a lot of fake acting. I didn't really care for the fake acting. I didn't see really any substance. My favorite part was when Mel very politely put Kimmy back in her place. I don't know. I say a 6. What do y'all think? What did y'all rate this episode? Um, so I'm kind of looking forward to the next one when they go to Houston. Maybe we will get some resolution because I think it's got some little bombshells that's supposed to jump off in the next one. So we'll see, y'all. But anyway, let's get to the meat and potatoes. All right. So your girl Melody Cherie set the internet on fire the other day when she let Mr. Anthony Lofty's Mr. Chipmunk have it, okay, about trying to get close to her and her team. And I was in here, I was screaming, I was saying, bravo, Mel, put him in his place. Let him have it. And Melody said, if y'all gonna be talking about me, slay my name. All right. So she comes out today. Well, yesterday, Friday, December the 8th, with the Slay My Name collection with Jay Bolin. And when I tell you they had looks and looks, this woman got looks and looks for days and days and days. See this right here? This is why they don't like you, Mel. This is why they can't stand you right here. Everything this woman do, everything she touched turns to gold. I really love this black dress right here. Of course, it's sold out. I didn't get my hands on nothing. Wonder did anybody get anything? I mean, this stuff sell out so quick, y'all, because the prices are really reasonable. So the stuff sells out quick. So I didn't get a chance to get my hands on nothing. I won this black dress right here. And then she had so many different looks. It's like, geez Louise. She actually had like some dress down, like some casual stuff this time. I love this blue jean dress. But like all the pieces that I like were sold out. So I didn't get to get my hands on nothing. But I was like she killing them. Mel is killing them. She is killing it. This is why they don't like you, girl. This is what they mad at. Because for everything that they try to come up with to tear this woman down, she's soaring like an eagle. She's soaring. And just like in the words of Nene Leakes, y'all, I hate to be quoting Nene Leakes because I can't stand her. But you never win when you play dirty. And so all of them getting together, trying to come up with every trick in the book, trying to be all slick and sly, make all that little snide comments that they can make. And this woman is living in her truth, trying to be a Christian and Christ-like and going on about her business. And she is winning. She is out there soaring like an eagle. Then that's what they mad at, because the more they try to tear her down, the more they get revealed. She said this was the year of revelations, and have we not had some revelations this year? With more to come, I'm sure. So anyway, y'all, this J Bolin collection was really, really banging. um I had to I had to put my email address in to be notified when some of the pieces are replenished. So maybe I'll get a chance to get my hands on something. I don't know. She just had some. Let me show y'all. She had some more looks. I tried to put them all up here, and I didn't even get all of them. She had so many. I tried to get them all. I couldn't get them all. She had so many. I say Mel is killing it. She is killing it. I loved it. I like this brown one in the middle right here too. But anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Let's talk about it. What do y'all think about all this drama that's going on? I believe every word. I went on that guy's page one time, and I just didn't like how he was talking, and I never went back. So I don't really know a lot about the drama. You know, I know what Mel said. Now I know about it from what she said, but I wasn't really privy to it because I never, I didn't go. I just noticed that he was real messy, and he would go around to different content creators. He would try to get on their panels, or he'd get in their chats and stuff. And I did see him doing all that, but dang, he trying to eat the same steak as the woman, and I don't know what's wrong with people. People really are not right. People really are not right. So we'll see how all this unfolds. Then Queen Sheba came and dropped some bombs. Um, about Kiki and her foolishness. You know, I always said that Kiki talk too much. I don't trust people who do all that talking. Her and them verbal gymnastics, ain't nobody time. Nobody have time to try to sort through all that extra talking Kiki be doing. Like, it just sound like you lying. It just sound like a lie sometimes, the stuff she be saying. Like, I don't know why she be doing all that extra explaining for no reason. But anyway, y'all, we gonna be watching this and see how this turns out. Um, Thank y'all for watching. Until the next time, peace.